nobody presses Messi of all players. Like, get to him, get in front of him, put a body there. It's the greatest of all time. And not only that, it's a well-taken shot, but I think Messi's so surprised by the time he has at hand that he doesn't strike it as cleanly as he'd like, and the ball trickles in, and Andre Blake, three-time goalkeeper of the year, Andre Blake, you would have bet the house that he would have saved that. They didn't shower themselves in glory. Andre Blake didn't shower himself in glory tonight, and especially on this shot.
I'm going to say this about that goal. If you're a defender and you're facing Lionel Messi, you have a decision to make, right? And if he's 35 yards out, are you expecting him actually to take a shot? Or are you thinking he's going to try to dribble? He's going to try to dribble past me, so I got to wait. I got to give him some space. And I know you were not a defender. You were a professional player. How fast can you think in a situation like that?
It's automatic, but the fact is you're not saying, I'm caught one-on-one with Messi, let me give him some space. You're one of four players that's leaving him alone, that's backing up into your own 18. You can't give a player of that IQ, of that intelligence on the field, that much time on the ball with that left foot. Andre Blake had a part to take in this. I thoroughly believe Andre Blake is better than what he showed tonight, better than this shot that he tried saving. And Messi is Messi. What can you say about Messi? His 9th goal in 6 games?
Yeah.
I mean, listen, there are players that come in and they change a season, right? We've had those players in this league. There are players that come in and change a franchise, a club. We've had those players in this league. But when you're talking about Messi, special, just unique players, once-in-a-lifetime generational talents that come in and change the game. He's going to change not only Inter Miami, but he's going to change Major League Soccer going forward. And it was on display tonight. I mean, the brief moments he was on the ball, because let's not act for a second that it was Messi that beat this Philly Union team. This Philly Union team that hadn't lost at home going back for a couple years. The last time I remember this team losing at home, half its team had COVID, and New York City FC advanced on penalty kicks. That's the last time I can recall this team being beaten at home. Leo Messi is a great player, a once-in-a-lifetime player, but he's not the reason you lost, Philly. These mistakes are the reason you lost. Too much respect for this Inter Miami team is the reason you lost. It was the Joseph Martinez's of the world. It was the Robert Taylors of the world. It was the Jordi Albas of the world that beat you, and then it was you that beat yourself. It was the defensive unit in Philly that I've been raving about. It was the offensive unit that was inoperative, and it was Andre Blake that decided the worst possible time to have a stinker.
And on the other hand is Drake Callender, right? You saw the stat. Expected goals for Philadelphia Union. When we speak about Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba, Lionel Messi, even Joseph Martinez, a proven successful player at Major League Soccer level, it is now Drake Callender who can go and grab man of the match. Because Philadelphia Union, they had their chances. They created over 15 chances in this game.
Yeah.
And when you're not able to be clinical in front of goal and you make out of Drake Callender a superstar, then there's no way you're going to beat a team like that. But let's go back for a moment to Lionel Messi's performance. Because yes, he didn't have his greatest game.
He had less than 50 touches.
He had 44 touches in total. What does it say about Inter Miami? That Messi I'm not going to say taking a night off because he scored, but this is the heat map. He didn't really impact the game like he had done in the previous 5 games. What does that say about Inter Miami?
Listen, we can sit here and try to pretend that he's not changed Inter Miami. I mean, I could sit here and tell you the opposite, or the very simplest thing, that he's making the players around him better. It would be too cliche, but it would be a disservice to everybody if I didn't say that. He's making everybody else better. He's making Joseph Martinez. The other day, I tweeted out sarcastically, like, what are you doing taking a penalty kick? Nobody wants to see you score a goal. They want to see Lionel Messi score the goal. That's why the good people paid the money to see Messi score the goal. You know what he did when he gave Joseph Martinez that ball? He gave him confidence.
Yeah, he made him better.
He made him better. A guy who was struggling for confidence, who physically hasn't been at his best since his knee injury in Major League Soccer, and now we see a different Joseph Martinez. Today, we saw just a different Joseph Martinez. Robert Taylor. Nobody knew who Robert Taylor was before Messi got onto the team. Now we're saying he's the Finnish Angel Di Maria. You know, he's been that good. Kamansky, little type of players like that. We already knew about Busquets. We knew about Jordi Alba. Now we're saying, look at the way that DeAndre Yedlin is playing. Look at the way that Kristoff is playing in the back. Arroyo's playing behind him.
DeAndre Yedlin is Dani Alves.
Now we're going to be talking about David Ruiz. It goes on and on and on, but it starts and finishes it with Messi. Messi makes these players better, and he does something to the opposition. He intimidates the opposition. We cannot stress enough, I cannot stress enough how mind-boggling it was to see a Philly Union team give Messi this much respect and his teammates this much respect. It's the worst game that I've seen from the Philly Union, and it starts and ends with Messi.
We spoke and gave Robert Taylor a lot of credit for his run, his assist to Jordi Alba. There's a moment in that sequence in which he had a chance to pass the ball to Messi. But then two Philadelphia Union players are actually drawn to Lionel Messi to prevent Robert Taylor from giving him the ball. What does he do? He opens spaces for other players. That's also part of the impact. So even if he doesn't have 100 touches, 80 passes, 2 goals, 1 assist, Messi, make no mistake about it, he's still making an impact on every single night for Inter Miami.
Can I just add really quick? We talk about Messi, and rightfully so. He's the main attraction. He's the draw. But Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba, just as important on the field. Forget about the image of Messi, but on the field, in this decoy Messi-esque kind of scheme, if you will. And what I mean by that is Messi's on the field. You're like, well, he didn't hurt me, but you always have to be wary of Messi. You always have to be, well, he's right there, so I don't know if I can do this. I didn't do that. There was a moment today, the first half, where Gazdag, he's not even worried about anybody else besides Busquets. He's trying to shadow and eliminate the lanes that Busquets can operate in and pass through.
You could tell it was by design.
Well, it was a terrible design. Now, I'm not sitting here and going to tell Jim Curtin how to coach, because he's a very well and capable enough coach, but they worried more about the opponent than themselves. And when you do that, you lose. You're already losing 1-0.
When you're not used to facing the names, the likes of Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba, and obviously especially Lionel Messi.
Listen, it shouldn't. You're professional, right? But let's be honest. You look at some of the players on that roster, and they've never been in this situation with a player of this magnitude, with the attention like it is. I mean, even an MLS Cup, you could say massive attention, sure, in our small pond, on this side of the world. Now you've got all eyes on you, and everybody wants to see what Messi's going to do because he's one step closer to the final. It's Messi, riding off into the sunset. Can he do it? Can he conquer America type of deal? There's a lot of attention, so I could see the nerves maybe getting to him. Now, I want to address something. I want to address Sebi Salazar, okay? Sebi Salazar, the ghost of Sebi Salazar's past right here, because I can already see you killing Jim Curtin in that previous comment.
Not killing him, stating facts.
Sebi Salazar tweeted that I didn't think that Messi could do it in Chester, Pennsylvania. No, Sebi. It's not that I didn't think Messi could do it or not do it in Chester, Pennsylvania. I never doubted Messi. I doubted those around Messi. I doubted Inter Miami. I said, sure, they will score 4 goals on you. Absolutely, I can see that. But if FC Dallas did that to you, what is a team with Gazdag, with Julio Carranza, and we didn't know how much he was going to play, a team that's defensively structured, well coached.
One of the best goalkeepers in CONCACAF.
With the best goalkeeper, one of the best goalkeepers in CONCACAF, 3-time, MLS goalkeeper of the year. I don't trust Inter Miami. They've gotten better every single game. Even the game where they were down 4 goals against FC Dallas, they showed me something. And it's not that I didn't trust Messi. I didn't trust his teammates. Now, I mean, I trust Messi, and I'm starting to trust his teammates a hell of a lot more.
It's 6 games. It's 9 goals. He scored in every single game he's played. And as we have stated before, he's made his team better. But Herc, on the other hand, is Messi exposing the region? I'm not just going to go Major League Soccer. I'm going to include Liga MX on this as well. Is Lionel Messi exposing, making this region look really bad? Because it's been very easy for him. No preseason, almost no training sessions, and he's killing it.
Yeah, I thought he would do well.
Not this well.
Wayne Rooney didn't think he would do that well. He said he would suffer here. That's not been the case. There's some brainiacs out there who would say, well, he said Major League Soccer play has not started. Okay. this is what I will say. He's been destroying and making regions look bad for quite some time, 17 years. Every season he makes a region look bad because he's the best player to ever play the game. But certainly, even at this age, 36 years of age, when you put him into the CONCACAF region against some of these teams that don't have the money, not right now, okay? In Major League Soccer and in Liga MX, he will exploit and expose the deficiencies of this region. Because it's Lionel Messi. He's the singular player on earth right now that can claim to be the greatest player of all time. And I think a large majority, a large portion of the world who watches this game would agree with that. It's Messi. But it is also the region he's making look bad.
Yeah.
Okay? It's Liga MX defenders. It's MLS defenders. It's players who have never been in the spotlight. It's a league that's top heavy, of course. And the worst part is, I didn't need to tell you this. You understand. You know the league. But the platform that transmits these games is available in 100 different countries. 100 different countries. That means if those 100 different countries want to turn on this game to see Messi, all they're going to see is Messi destroying these defenders. And where do these defenders play? CONCACAF, Major League Soccer. So they're going to have what type of response or idea of the level? That's what it's going to be.
There was already a stigma, right? On Major League Soccer, goalkeeper quality. On Major League Soccer, defensive abilities. There was already a stigma. I'm going to take it up a notch. This is how big his impact has been. Lionel Messi got Tuca Ferretti fired. Tuca Ferretti has been in the coaching business for 35 years, and he had never been fired from any single club that he managed. And I know that was not his final game, but we knew this leading up to League's Cup. Or Cruz Azul insiders, colleagues at ESPN said, if Cruz Azul, if they lose against Inter Miami and Messi, the board is probably going to fire Tuca Ferretti. And it happened. And it was just maybe one case. But this is what happened also tonight against Philadelphia. You know, he makes managers second-guess themselves.
He makes players second-guess themselves. And I don't want to go overboard with the Messi talk because it's too obvious, right? But you hear these things, you read these things like Messi's playing in the Farmers League. Messi's making these players look like amateurs. Oh, my goodness, these guys are bums. And you want to feel insulted for these guys. But Messi's made a lot of good players look that way. Messi's made a lot of great leagues look that way. He's made players in all types of great competitions.
Didn't really happen in Paris, though.
What do you mean it happened? Last year, one of the only players in the world, in Europe, top 5 leagues to score double-digit goals, double-digit assists, 20 and 20 plus, okay? It's a singular player in this game's history. And I understand the people who want to put Messi down, that he struggled in PSG or whatever you want to do. Shut up. Shut up. Understand the game a little bit. Understand
he did struggle.
It's PSG, a top-heavy team that wasn't armed the right way. It's Messi not wanting to be there.
Was Inter Miami built the right way?
No.
It is getting there now.
Hold on.
But it was
before. You're not competing in Champions League. You're competing for a position in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Okay? That's a reality. Now, Messi is in Miami, not because of Major League Soccer, not because he wants to play in CONCACAF, but because it's Miami.
Yeah.
Okay? Judge Messi on what he's doing right now at this level, and he's making players look silly. And I say that in the most respectful way possible.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPNFC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.